Hi, I'm Nigel here, developer of AudioSwift. In this video, I'm going to show you this custom drum rack preset I made that you can download for free. I put the link of the Ableton Live project in the description. This preset is based on a popular video on YouTube, the last drum rack you ever have to make, which explains how to easily go through samples using macros and select the sounds you like. My version is based using Ableton Live and simpler devices, which are available on all editions of Live. Download the project and open it. There is only one track with an empty drum rack. This drum rack consists of 8 pads. Each pad has 50 simpler devices mapped to the macros. The simpler devices are empty for you to insert the samples of your own library and save the whole drum rack again for later use on other projects. In theory, I could make each pad with 128 simplers, but unfortunately, when I tried to play with a MIDI controller, it caused a lot of pops and clicks in my computer. So I went with 50. If 50 is not enough, just open an empty drum rack again, add other 50 samples and save it as another preset. We're going to start inserting the samples. First, select the Kicks pad. Click the Show Devices icon. The pad consists of an instrument rack with 50 simpler devices already mapped and tweaked for the length of this type of samples. You can later tweak the sample with the built-in filters, envelopes, and pitch settings available in Simpler. Just make sure to enable the Auto Select button to select the correct simpler device when you are editing the sample. Select the first simpler slot. Drag and drop a kick sample from your browser. Select the next simple slot and insert another sample. Repeat the process until you have enough samples to play with. Then go to the snare pad and do the same. Then hi-hats and so on. I know it takes time, but you don't need to fill all 50 slots per pad in one shot. Do a couple today, save it, and when you have time, open the preset again and insert more samples. I already have my samples in this preset. Use your own MIDI controller to play and select the samples. I'm using my MacBook keyboard as a MIDI controller to trigger the samples, and the trackpad to control the macros via my app AudioSwift. Here is the trackpad window displaying the touches of 4 virtual sliders on the trackpad, communicating to Ableton Live with a custom script I made. They are moving the macros. I can also change the controller mode of the trackpad, and now I can play drums like a grid-style MIDI controller with velocity support and MPE. If you want more information about AudioSwift for macOS and the custom script for Live, check out the links in the description section below. Let's see the macros. The first 8 in blue on the top are for selecting the samples of each pad. The next 5 in white control the volume of the pads. The closed and open hi-hat volumes are grouped together, as the same for the percussion, rimshot, and claps volume, and for the ride and cymbals volume. If you need to balance the volume between these pads, go to the selected simplest slot and change its volume. Make sure to have the Auto Select button enabled to select the current simpler where the sample is. The next 2 in red doubles the closed hi-hat and offset the repeated note. These are synced to the BPM of the project. The first macro controls the volume of the repeated note. It is mapped to a note echo MIDI device, which is not available if you have Ableton Live Intro Edition. Choose between a delay time of 2 to play 8 notes and 1 to play 16 notes. The second macro offsets the repeated note from the original. If I go up, now we can play a shuffle. Try adding a couple of semitones to the pitch of the note echo and make it sound different, like hitting a hi-hat with the tip of a drumstick. The open hi-hat and ride pads also have a note echo device inserted, but it isn't mapped to the macros. You'll need to go to each pad and change it individually. The last macro changes the velocity range of all the pads by choosing the minimum value. The maximum value is 127 by default. If you require a different maximum value, you'll need to go to the pad and change it. This drum rack doesn't have any effects. It includes 4 return chains that you can route to the drum rack output or to the returns of your project. Remember, you can save macro variations of drum kits with samples you like. Try having an initialized variation as the default. When you save variations, make sure to save again the whole preset for later use in another project. As I said before, I chose 50 simpler devices per pad because more devices were causing pops and clicks when played. I don't know the current resources in your computer, but if this happened to you, you can reduce the number of devices. For example, I select the percussion pads, then go to the bottom of the devices list, select the last 10 simpler devices, and delete them. Do it always from bottom to top. Now for the percussion pad, I have 40 devices. I need to change the maximum value of the macro to 40. Click the drum rack, click map, and look for the percussion chain selector in the mapping list. Click the maximum and change the value to 40. Click map again. Now the macro for percussion goes from 1 to 40. Remember to save the preset again. So this is my custom drum rack. Download it for free in the link below. Also, if you're on macOS, AudioSwift offers many MIDI tools for your trackpad, especially if you're working mobile with a MacBook. Sliders, triggers, XY pads, MPE, and a custom Ableton Live script. Download AudioSwift with a 15 days free trial. See you in the next video.